give my speech in English. So I guess that's the best option for all of us, especially since I do all my work like in English and it's more convenient for me. Yeah, my name is Sergey Galkin. Very glad to be here today, and like it's very exciting for me. And the first thing that I would like to suggest is like to do some kind of like interactivity between all of us, because I feel like I'm the only one in the chat. Maybe you can just send a plus in the chat if you're like here and you hear me well, if the mic is okay and everything is good. So we could have like a little bit feedback from you as well. That would be awesome. And yeah, let me share my screen as well. So I could show you my presentation. Give me a second, please. Okay, now, do you see my screen? Do you see me? All good? Maybe like this. Maybe like this is a little bit better. Guys, I need some feedback from you. I don't hear anything.
Everything is okay.
Okay. Great. You see my presentation right now, right?
Yeah, yes, we do.
Okay. Is it the first slide of the presentation? Is everything okay? Do you see I'm switching it right now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Then let's go. We are ready to start. So yeah, as I said earlier, my name is Sergey Galkin. I originally I'm from Russia, so I actually speak Russian. But yeah, right now I live in the United Kingdom for the last 3 years, and basically I'm a user experience and concept designer for Special Computer. That's like official title. I know that for many of you, it's probably sounds like something new, and that's true. That's like we just have started to receive some really good special computer on the market. So it's relatively new profession. That's when people are focusing on something like this. Usually it's just if we're talking about mobile development, I guess many of you people here is mobile developers, and it sounds like something new to me. But yeah, today we're going to talk about Special Computer and what is unique about Special Computer. And yeah, a little bit more about myself. I work with different studios and companies developing software for XR devices like Meta Quest 3, Apple Vision Pro, PlayStation VR, Pico 4, many other different devices. I'm very proud of it. And currently, most of my time working with studio called Flat VR Studio from California. Together, we bring games and different software from like that was really popular on the flat devices like computers, phones, or Nintendo to special computers. And over the past few years, list of my my client list included companies such as Adobe, Red Bull, Samsung, Meta, Instagram, many other companies which I'm like very proud of, and I'm still working with many of them, and they're like a huge list. And I'm really excited to be here today and to talk about like my experience in special computer design. Of course, we don't have much time. It's like only 30 minutes, and I can't tell you about all the small details that could be important in this field. But I want to talk about the most important part of this job, like I think about it. And yeah, today we're here to talk about your user experience design for special computer. So yeah, it would be great if you could write in the chat, maybe send plus if you already use the special computer. Maybe you have special computer in your home and you're using it sometimes, or maybe like somebody here already created something for this device. It also would be great to understand like what experience you currently have. and yeah, I want to start with a little bit like earlier. So where we are actually right now with you, like in terms of like big picture. We really live in a very interesting world, and potential of the spatial computer is like not open enough, as I think. We are in a very interesting time because at the same time we have already like many different devices on the market. We have Apple Vision Pro, Meta Quest, like a few headset from them. But when I started like 5 years ago, we didn't have any of this, and it was a difficult time. But right now we have a few devices. But despite this, we are still in a state where this type of the devices are constantly being significantly updated, and they are looking for the best place in our world. It's not like, I don't know, iPhone 16 and 15 when you barely see the difference between them. So, but special computer devices, they're updating all the time, and the updates that they have are very significant. Like many new features are appearing there. And let's be real, while the potential is huge, most apps on the platforms looks like flat screens, and many people still don't understand why they actually need these devices. The thing is that yes, we have many devices on the market, but we are still in the very process, in the very beginning of this process. And me and you will have to find the perfect place for a special computer in our world. And what do I mean by that? If we take a look at the history of the computers, more than 40 years ago, we saw the first computer. Then we saw laptops. Then we saw smartphones, telephones, tablets, many other type of devices. And the arrival of new device on the market didn't mean that we would forget the previous ones forever. For each devices, there was an ideal place in our lives, a task it was the best suited for. And this is what we will have to do with you together. We will have to find this perfect place for special computer as well. And you and I can be a big part of it. And me personally, I'm very excited about it. And I'm very excited to be at such an early stage and like research and learning a lot. And that's a very interesting process, and I want to share with you a little piece of it. We can talk about many different nuances that we will have to deal with when we create different projects. But yeah, we'll have very limited time, and that's why I'm going to focus on the most important part of the special computer development and user experience creation. And I call it special thinking. I think that this skill is the most important skill while we're creating something for special computer. And this is the skill that have to be like everybody who is creating something for special computer have to have this skill. But the main problem is that like not a lot of people have it. And in 40 years that you and I have been staring into flat computers and phone screens, our brain have been traumatized. It's been damaged. And now we have to grow this muscle again. We have to start, like, we have to break these patterns. And the most important thing when creating product for special computer, because our main task is to create products for which user will be first want to buy the device and then want to wear it. And we can do this only if we create experiences that cannot be repeated anywhere else. So it's actually like a pretty important thing and pretty big deal about special computer right now. So we need to motivate people to buy these computers, and we need to motivate them to use it. And we only can do this if we're creating something really interesting and valuable for people. And the main question is how to develop this muscle in our brain, how to start thinking specially. And today I want to share with you a small list of rules that I'm trying to stick with while I'm creating interfaces and user experience in Special Computer. And the rule number one, while you're creating something for Special Computer, is create something that can be replicated or recreated on a flat screen devices. That sounds very simple, but actually it's a little bit more complicated than it seems to be. The interesting part is that, as I said, I believe many of you here is dealing with mobile devices. And in mobile devices development, this question is never right, because mobile devices is already value by itself. So it's not something we don't need to create really unique product on the mobile devices for people to use it. If you have a really good product for that works on the website, you can just basically recreate it through the applications on a mobile, and it's already gonna bring some value to the user, because user will be able to use this product just on the mobile device when he doesn't have access to the computer. And you're already kind of a winner. Okay, you just created absolutely the same product on the mobile devices, and you kind of like, okay, I'm really good. We like can move on. But with augmented reality, with virtual reality headsets, it doesn't work like that. If we create experience that looks and feels absolutely the same how it feels on a flat screen, that users won't have the reason to wear these devices and to use your products. It's gonna be like 100 times easier to just like put your hand in the pocket, just take your phone and use your phone. And that's why when we create experiences for a Special Computer, we need to focus and we need to bring something that's really using the technology and really kind of like using it on 100%. Especially it's important on this stage of the development of a Special Computer, because many people still didn't buy it. Many people don't see the reason. So we need to think, how can I create a product that makes people want to buy Apple Vision Pro or Meta Quest 3 or some other devices. So it's really important for us on that stage. And this is going to bring value to the user. And this is going to also bring value to the platforms. It means that platforms going to support you, platforms going to pay, gonna like you, gonna promote you, maybe even give your money to improve or to create your product. So yeah, this is like a first rule that I believe is really important. And yeah, the good example here would be like if we take a look at the product that we have right now, like let's say on the Apple Vision Pro, you can see that it's like in most of the cases it's just flat screens. So we don't really see the difference between this flat screen or flat screen that I use on my computer. So, and we need to avoid this. The good example here, like, I mean, the bad example also here would be this concept of the Instagram application that we have right now. So I found it like it was a pretty popular designer who created it. And I look at this concept of this product. It looks very crispy, it looks beautiful, but I just don't see the reason to wear headset to get the same experience I can get on my phone or on my computer. And another interesting example would be here. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about different examples for you to understand better what I'm talking about. And I think like examples, it's a good thing to do. It's more interesting for you as well. And another interesting example would is the product for Airbnb. It's a concept of the product when you can use Airbnb on Apple Vision Pro. It's also pretty interesting example, and we have minuses and pluses, and I would like discuss them with you. Like what's a good thing about it, what's a bad thing about it. So yeah, let's discuss. First of all, that's cool that we are not just using flat screens. So this is pretty awesome. It's already a big plus for this product that we have this cool like landscape that we can take a look like where actually apartment is based in. So what's it around, how good it is, like how good the view. It's all amazing, but I still think this concept has a lot of minuses as well, because I believe that's the most value that Airbnb application could bring me through the special computer devices is actually put me inside of the apartment that I'm gonna be renting. So basically, we should understand that with Apple Vision Pro, we can actually place user in the exact apartment that we're going to be renting, for user to see what this place is about, how it feels to be inside of it, how good it is. And I believe it's really the most important thing when you're renting an apartment on Airbnb. You should understand like the most problem is like expectation and reality. This like memes, we see them everywhere. So you see the good pictures, then you like really go there, and it's absolute disaster. And that's the problem that we can solve through the special computer. And me and you as an experienced designer, we should think about that, and we should bring it, and we should allow a user to do that. Yeah, let's move on to the next rule. And that sounds very obvious, but it's actually also pretty important rules that I'm gonna stick with all the time. Is like we need to create real value through the products that we are bringing to the user. And the good example here would be the applications that we have on Apple for Apple Vision Pro is the application of Formula One. So the application that allows us to use like Formula One to see Formula One race on Apple Vision Pro. And the real good thing about it is that I think it solves the most important problem of Formula One. I'm not sure like how many of you is like a big fans of Formula One, but I have a few, and I'm myself really like I like watching races. And the most important problem there is that you can't really watch in real time what is happening on the race. So because like you basically when you're watching it through TV, you can see like just a few cars, and you're just switching between them constantly, and you're only trying to see this huge list on your left, and you're just trying to understand the big picture. But through the Apple Vision Pro, it's really cool how we can bring the dynamic of the real race, but we can see it's like right in front of you, and see at the same time what is happening on every part of the race. And I believe this is a really good example of how we can bring value for the product of special computer. And the really good exercise here would be to think about what pluses, like what difference special computer brings to us in this like what different special computer brings to the world that we can use. For example, first of all, we could see 3D elements through your eyes. We can really understand the volume of them and the distance between these elements, just like in real world, because we see with two eyes, we have two different angles to the 3D object. And this means that we really understand the space, not like on a flat screen computers. When you're like using 3D programs on a flat screen, yes, it's a 3D program, but you still see like 2D pictures, 2D image. And we need to use it. We also have two available hands in a special computer. And we also should think, okay, like what's interesting experience could bring through that. We also can understand users 3D space that's user in right now, the user apartment. Okay, where's the walls, where the ceiling, where like everything. And especially Apple Vision Pro device, it's like has like very good understanding of what is happening. And yeah, we definitely need to use this in a product to bring more value. We actually have a really awesome feature called spatial audio. It's incredibly powerful tool when we can really hear where the sounds are placed in our apartments. If we rotate our head, we can really hear like when are they, and we need to use that in our applications. We can really immerse people into some spaces that's super useful for different situations when you need to focus on something, for meditation or for something like that. And of course, topic that I'm going to talk about a little bit later is the communications with other people. It's also like very, very exciting how we can do that. And these directions are having like the significant improvements comparing to the regular computers or phone that we have, and try to think further and try to develop these thoughts and think about ideas that could really solve problems with these features for user and bring value to them. Okay, let's move on and go to the next rule that I have. It calls like meaning first, beauty is secondary. And I think it's really important because special computers have been for a very long time in our world as just silly and good-looking AR effects on social media, sometimes like in web AR. So we could, I don't know, use this funny mask on our faces or something like this. It's also a part of the special computer, and it uses very similar technologies. But because of this, a lot of people started to think about special computer as the product that looks good and looks beautiful, they create value by itself. But it's not like that actually. So, and I have really good example for you here. You can take a look at this video. So yeah, it's a concept from Reddit, from the creator who was like, it was crazy popular on Reddit. There was like dozens of like 1,000 likes and many people liked it. And here is what creator of this concept writes in. When carrying an AR device, actually, it's a quote. When carrying an AR device and AR-enabled credit card will be a much more convenient way to check its balance before a transaction than picking up a cell phone, opening a bank app, logging in, and checking the balance. But I actually think there is like so many things wrong about this concept. And while it looks pretty beautiful, it's like so futuristic and it like looks like something from the future. But if you really think about the meaning behind that, we can see that it actually doesn't make any sense. And the main question that I have is like, why do I need it? Like, and I literally don't understand how it's going to work in real life. So yes, it looks beautiful. It looks very like awesome. But first of all, I can do the same thing with my phone. I actually have a widget from my bank application right on my screen. So I could just like see it within a second. So I can already do such a thing with my phone. I can check the balance. It's going to take me like 2 seconds. And it means that your product already doesn't bring any additional value to my life. So why would I need it? The second thing is like, who is still using bank cards? I believe that like most of the people are using some other type of payments. So you can pay pretty fast with, I don't know, Google Pay, Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, what other, like we have so many options to like pay without the cards. I actually don't even bring my bank cards at all. They just lying home all the time. I'm just like using my phone. And another thing, if we are talking about the future of bank payments, we actually already have it in China. People there can pay with their faces. You basically in the shop, they just scan your face and they already know how much money on your bank account and if you can pay. And yeah, why do you need a card at all? You don't need anything. You can just basically pay with your face. And in the future, I believe such technology will be bring to our lives in Europe, in Kazakhstan, Russia, whatever. We're gonna have it. And yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, when you like going back to the special computer user experience devices, when you think about it, think about first meaning and then beauty. The beauty itself doesn't have any value in general. If it's not an art object, so yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Let's move on. My design rules. The next one is the social interactions are crucial. And yeah, we was talking about it a little bit earlier, but I really want to focus on it right now. Because I think it's incredibly important. I believe that the social interactivity that we have in a special computer is incredibly powerful tool. I'm not sure how many of you use the special computer devices, especially Apple Vision Pro, but basically in Apple Vision Pro, yeah, they have this new feature when you FaceTime someone, you can not just see the 2D picture, but you have something that's called digital personas, and they look like this. And this digital personas is like absolutely mind-blowing. The way that you feel of the presence of other people with you in the same room, it's absolutely next level, and you really start to feel that people are very close to you and you really can communicate and chat with them as they are in the same room with you. And I'm very convinced that this is that using of these technologies in our products really bring a lot of value to our products. And this is what we want with you when we create user experience. And please, if you're creating something with special computer, don't forget about these cool features that we can bring there. The next rule that I have is don't underestimate the concepting. On my experience, I really get so many interesting things through the concepting. So what do I mean by concepting is to like try to fake how people using your products. And for special computer, it's always like could be a really great videos when user kind of like using your product, but this product doesn't exist because, and it's for me, it's crazy important for me to create such a concept for only one reason, because while I'm creating this concept, there's so many questions like can pop up that I haven't even think about earlier. And yeah, you're gonna have so many like you're gonna think through so many small details, but if you're not concepting, you're still gonna run on some problems during development process. But you can avoid these problems if you do the proper concepting of your product. And that could bring like that could really save you so much money during your development process, because developers like they're crazy expensive and we need to if we can't do something without developers, we need to do that. And this is like a very valuable tool that I'm using all the time on my work. And I can share with you a couple of my experiences that I have this like Guitar application that was the program that I was designing for some time. But then we decided, okay, we need to like do some concepts, how people really gonna use these videos. And we created this video and we learned so much. And after we just so we actually sold this experience to Piano Vision company. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but it's like a crazy popular applications for MetaQuest 3 when you can play the piano. So basically, I sold this concept to them as well, so they're gonna bring it to life. And yeah, the thing about the pictures is as well, like it's a concepting, and the concepting and the whole experimentation process is like crazy important for us as the designers, because I really believe that through these processes, we are growing as the designers, we are growing as the like people who understand the product and who bring value through this product. Yeah, and basically the last rule that I wanted to speak about is like experiment and have fun as much as possible. They are very related with the last one, but that's like very important for us to experiment as much as possible. And I'm gonna explain a little bit later why it's important. But the good thing here, like I have really good creator who is my friend, who is like experimenting so much with the different type of products, and sometimes it could be crazy silly, sometimes it could like doesn't make any sense, but through the experimentation process you're gonna it's gonna bring like really new layer like for your design process. And yeah, talking about my design process, I just wanted to share with you a final like schema how it looks like for me. So basically, it's always start with the brainstorm. It goes to the concepting, then it goes to the analysis. While after the concepting, you can really have a good analysis, like and see what went bad, what went good, how we can improve it. And then it's a really important thing. We can go either to the prototyping product, which is already development part, or we can go back to the brainstorming. So yeah, for the special computer, since it's a very new field for all of us, it's crazy important to create this endless circle of your design process. So it's always like very important. Go back to the brainstorm, not just developing process because okay, we have to launch the product in 3 months, as we need to like run, but that's not the good way. If we have this crazy experiences the mobile development, because we are doing mobile developer, like we're doing mobile development for more than 15 years, 20 years, we have this mindset that can help us to bring products very fast. But for special computer, it's like very new field for all of us. So please let's have this good, really like good design process, deep design process through our work. And yeah, the thing is about this process for special computer is that we actually when we're talking about creative thinking, it's a little bit more from technical thinking, because like when you solve problems in math, you already know that there is only one correct answer to these problems. But when we're talking about creative thinking, we really need to break patterns, how our brain is thinking. So our brains for like this, for all our lives, was staring at the flat screens, and it's really built these patterns in our brain, how our brain thinks. And to think a little bit different, we need to break these patterns. And I want to talk like really for 2 minutes, like to share a little bit my experience, how to break patterns. And I can really explain it pretty fast. If I show you one exercise that's I really like how people react to this exercise very often. So yeah, let's say you have this square, this empty square, and you have a task. You need to divide the square on like 2 absolutely equal and same parts, so they could have absolutely the same shape. And yeah, and usually, like if you think about it right now, you can share it in the chat if you want. But if you think about it, the first idea that you have, okay, the answer to the question, how many options you're gonna have. And most of the people always say something under 10, like, okay, we have 2, 4, maybe, okay, maybe we have 8 different options. And this is what usually people think about. Okay, we have this way, we have this way, okay, this is what options do we have. But actually, if we think about it, and the correct answer to this question is we have limitless possibilities to do such a thing. Because if we take deeper, like if we think deeper to about this question, we actually can understand that if we divide this this square by half, and then we can like really like use some random shapes that's gonna be symmetrical from 2 sides, but it's gonna solve the problems. We can draw wherever we want. And if we take even deeper this question, we can understand that we can actually divide this by 4, and we can rotate these lines by 359 degrees or 360 degrees, like how many times we want. And every time we're gonna have very unique and very unique solution to this question. So the conclusion from this experience is that when we think about some question and some problems that we have for user experience, it's even not only so you can not only apply it to the special computer, but actually through all the design process. When we think about solution for first minutes, we're gonna have like, okay, we have like 3, 4 different solutions. I think this solution is the best one, and we're gonna move on. But actually, we can miss in a lot, because we need to really focus and and think further. The good exercise here would be create a list of 100 different solutions to the problem. So any problem, you have any problem for your design process, it's like, okay, write down 100 different solutions for this problem. And yes, you're gonna want to kill yourself in 20 minutes probably, because you have only 20 different solutions. But yeah, don't stop, please, and go further. And for spatial computer, it's incredibly important for us to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna finish right now, so I have literally 1 minute. Two more very short questions. First of all, if you want to go to the spatial computer design process development, if you want to create something, please start using these devices on a daily basis. So please, if you have opportunity, buy Apple Vision Pro. If you don't, buy MetaQuest 3, some other devices. If you want to create something for these computers, you need to understand very good how they work. Please buy them, please use them, and this is gonna help you a lot. And the next thing is, please share your ideas with people, because we are in a very interesting stage right now when this whole spatial world is just developing, and we need to really be one team with you. We need to be like, we need to share different ideas. We need to bring something new to this world, and that's very excited. Let's do this together, please. You can like follow me on Twitter, or just text me, and please let's like communicate. Let's bring the spark of the conversation with each other and bring new ideas. That's really important. And yeah, that's it. It was really great to talk to you today and share this experience. Please, if you have any questions, text me, or we're gonna have probably 5-10 minutes after that to answer your questions. And yeah, thank you so much for your attention. That was very, very cool. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
Thank